All right, what's up, guys? We should be live. Welcome back to the stream. We have a crazy slate today, man. Crazy slate. A lot of news during the day. It just keeps coming, too, because we just got word De'Aaron Fox is out, and we'll talk about that in a second. But there was a ton of news today that came out during the day that we wanted to touch on real quick, and there's a lot of value on this slate because so many guys have been ruled out. So first off, Joel Embiid out. If you missed that earlier, he'll be out for rest, so... Embiid, now that he's out, there's going to be a lot that stands out from Philly, and I think first off, Andre Drummond, 3,700. I mean, basically a free square. Like, I don't know how you don't play Drummond today. He's basically a lock and load for me, so love Drummond now with Embiid out. I think Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, Seth Curry, they all look very solid as well. I think Harris might be my favorite of those three, but like Harris, Maxey, I like quite a bit. I think Curry's in play too. Probably it, though, from Philly. I don't know if I'd be really getting to anyone else. Definitely Drummond. I mean, Drummond's a slam dunk today with Embiid now out. So, love Drummond today. Some of the other news we've gotten, Sabonis is out for the Pacers, so there's a good amount to like from the Pacers. They're going to be missing Goga as well, so no Sabonis, no Goga, no Miles Turner. They've already said that Isaiah Jackson will start at center. Now, Isaiah Jackson, we haven't seen a ton of him so far this year, but he's been really productive when he's gotten minutes. Power forward and center eligible on Draftkings, so I think 4,100 Isaiah Jackson, like if he plays 28, 30 minutes, he's probably going to crush. He's been a really good point per minute player when he has gotten on the floor. Foul trouble has been an issue for Isaiah Jackson. You can look at his game log and see that. 5, 4, 5, 5, and 6 fouls in his last 5 games, and those are in those are in limited minutes. But I really like Isaiah Jackson for value now with all these bigs out for Indiana. I think LeVert looks better. I think guys like Torrey Craig, Justin Holiday, they're viable dart throws as well. There's a value from the Pacers now. Some other news we got, let's see, like Jimmy Butler got ruled out for Miami, so, with no Jimmy Butler, Bam looks great, Tyler Hero looks great. I think Caleb Martin's a pretty good value. You can definitely go to like Gabe Vincent and Duncan Robinson. They're in play for me. So I wanted to hit on that. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox is out now, so Halliburton, Mitchell, both look solid. I think both those guys are in play. And then, there's some other ones too, like Brandon Ingram's out. I don't know if that has too much of an impact, but, guys like NAW, Devontae Graham could be playable. Let's see, what else are we waiting on? I mean, there's some question marks too. There's some guys that are still questionable, but the big news for sure was like Sabonis out, Embiid out, and Jimmy Butler out. Like, those are the big ones that, really have impacted the slate. And again, there's just so much value today. I'll try and do my best to kind of, give you guys where I'm kind of leaning with this slate, but a lot of these value guys look great. It's just, you're going to have to figure out which studs you want to play because I think there's some clear value today that you're probably going to be playing. Which studs you play, that might be, what decides if you win or lose today. But if you guys have questions, you can start throwing those in chat. We'll be live till about 6:30 Eastern, and I'll try and get through all these questions. And again, hopefully we can win some money tonight. Giddey or Dort or both in the same lineup. I mean, between Giddey or Dort, Michael, I prefer Giddey. If you wanted to play both, I think it's okay, but I prefer Giddey straight up. Kuminga, Metu, or Kendrick Williams, give me Kuminga, assuming that Kuminga starts. Bam or Nurkic, give me Bam. Harris or Wood, I would prefer Tobias Harris. Duarte, Dort, Trent, or Buddy Hield, give me Dort there. Which big man you like for the Pacers, Stuart? Well, Goga's out, so I think you're probably going to be looking at Isaiah Jackson. I don't know who Stewart is, unless I don't know. You might be thinking about the wrong team, buddy. But yeah, Goga's out for the Pacers, so they're probably going to start, or they are starting Isaiah Jackson at center. They've already said that he's starting. LeVert or Hero, I really like both, Jason. Maybe slight lean to Hero, but I think both are really good. Drummond's a lock. Jackson favors or Ibaka for another strong value option. Yeah, Drummond I think's a lock, but I think Isaiah Jackson looks great too. We just got word that Garland's out, I see in the chat. So yeah, now we got even more value. So with Darius Garland out, he was questionable. They've already reported that Jetty Osman will start for Darius Garland, which I'm a little surprised by. I thought they would start Rondo in place of Darius Garland, but they're starting Jetty Osman. I think Rondo's in play regardless because Rondo's minimum salary, he's already been playing like around 20 minutes. He probably plays like 24, 26 minutes today. So like Rondo, I think at 3K is a really good value now, even though he's not starting. And I think Jetty Osman, what's Jetty Osman's price? I mean, he's 4,200. Like he probably plays into the 30s in minutes. He's been a productive player when he has gotten playing time. So definitely Jetty Osman and Rondo, I think, are both in play now that Garland's out. And even like maybe a Koro is fine. I wouldn't be too excited about a Koro, but I think he's at least playable. I'm guessing they're starting a Koro at point guard. So maybe that's beneficial for his value and his upside. But man, God, there's just so much freaking value today. Holy crap, it's unreal. Thoughts on Tobias Harris? I mean, with Embiid out, I think Tobias Harris is a very solid option. His upside without Embiid is a lot higher. With Tyus Jones back, do I swap to Young instead of Morant? I would still prefer Ja Morant over Trae Young. I mean, Tyus Jones being back is not good for Ja Morant, but it's not like he's out of play now. I mean, he still probably plays big minutes regardless. How was the Lakers game? The Lakers game was awesome, man. It was a ton of fun. Took a lot of pictures, so we were really close to the players. I'm hoping that later on, in the future, maybe like in the playoffs or something, I don't know if the Lakers will make the playoffs, but I want to go to a playoff game and try and get really good seats like that. It was so cool to sit near the players like that, be that close to them. You don't realize how big these guys are until you're right there next to them. Like, these dudes are freaking massive. I mean, like when DeAndre Jordan during warm-ups, when he was dunking, like he was touching the top of the freaking backboard. Like, it's unreal how big these dudes are. And you don't realize that till you're like up close next to them. I'm hoping that I'll be able to go to some more NBA games in the future and have good seats like that. But that was a cool experience, I'll say. I do want to do it again in the future. Hate that LeBron and AD didn't play, but Westbrook was awesome. It was cool to see Westbrook, play that well. Is Drummond fine at $27 on Yahoo? I think Drummond, he's still in play on Yahoo. Obviously, he looks a lot better on Draftkings, where he's really, really cheap, but I still think you can play Drummond on Yahoo for sure. I mean, we saw Drummond when Embiid was out. Like, he can smash in these scenarios. He can play, upper 30s in minutes and score 50 fantasy points. So Drummond's got upside to pay off that price. Harris, Bam, or CJ McCollum? Give me Bam there, but that's close between Bam and Tobias Harris. LeVert, McCollum, or Halliburton? That's close between LeVert and Halliburton for me. Maybe now that Fox is out, slight lean to Halliburton over LeVert, but that's a really close one. Isaiah Jackson, Jerome, or Metu? Give me Isaiah Jackson. Wiggins, Barrett, or Hart? Probably would go Wiggins. Give me Barrett there. Give me Barrett. Who you like a small forward on Yahoo? I mean, small forward kind of sucks on Yahoo today. I think you're probably going to, if you're not paying up for like OG or Barrett or Tatum, you're probably going cheap and playing like Caleb Martin. So that's kind of where I'd be looking to a small forward on Yahoo. LeVert, Halliburton, or Nurkic? Again, give me Halliburton there, but that's like really close. I think all those guys project pretty closely. You like Rondo if Garland's out? Yeah, well, I think even though Rondo's not starting, he is still in play for me. But I would have preferred that he would start. But I think even though Rondo's not starting, he probably still plays like mid-high 20s minutes. Randall or Van Vliet? Give me Van Vliet. Caleb Martin, I think Caleb Martin, now that Jimmy Butler's out, PJ Tucker out as well, like he's going to play a ton. I mean, I'm expecting the Heat to run an 8-man rotation. The Heat have 10 players available, but 2 of those 10 players are Chris Silva and Udonis Haslem, who I don't think will play because they're just, they're bigs. So I'm expecting an 8-man rotation for Miami, which means, a lot of minutes for Hero, Barton, Strus, Vincent, Duncan Robinson. Like, those guys are going to play a lot. Is Maledon a stupid dart throw? Please tell me out of it. Thanks in advance. I don't think this is a slate where you need to go to Theo Maledon. There's just too many other good value plays. It's just, I don't think it's necessary. Favorite point guard stud? If you can pay up at point guard, my favorite play is Ja. Isaiah Jackson, Jetty, or Rondo? Give me Isaiah Jackson still. Who's your favorite studs? I will say if I'm paying up, I'm looking to Ja. Probably like, I think Steph's in play. I mean, Steph's been so frustrating this year. It seems like anytime I play Steph, he always has a terrible game. Like, I think the upside for Steph against Houston is really, really high. His ceiling is really high. But yeah, I mean, the studs on this slate, it's crazy. There's like so much value today, but there's not like a clear stud option. Like, we don't have a Jokic or Giannis or, any of those guys. Embiid's obviously out, so there's a lot of value, but there's studs I don't feel great about. I think Morant's my favorite stud overall, though, if I can pay up for anyone. And you should easily be able to pay up for Ja, if not multiple studs today, with how much value there is. I have 6,300 and need a forward. Let's see. I would probably go Dort there. I'd take Dort. Like any Sacramento players, I think Halliburton and Davion Mitchell are both in play. They've both been priced up a little bit, so I don't know if they're like, slam dunk plays. They're not like free squares or anything, but I think those are the two guys I like the most from Sacramento. Andrew Wiggins or Gary Trent. Probably would go Andrew Wiggins there, but that's a close one. Probably side with Wiggins though. Curry versus the Warriors. I mean, Curry is definitely in play today. There's so much value. It should be very easy to pay up for Curry if you want to go that route. Steph has been very frustrating this year. He's very inconsistent. He'll have a lot of floor games, but if you play him on the day that he goes off, I mean, that could be what wins you the slate. I don't think Steph gets a ton of ownership today, but again, there's like so much value that it's pretty easy to pay up for him. So Steph is definitely in play, and I'm usually not on Steph. Is there news for J-Val and Josh Hart? They're still questionable, but Brandon Ingram is out. Morant and Dort or OG and, let me see, Morant and Dort or OG and Van Vliet. Give me Morant and Dort there. Were you mad Westbrook went for 3 instead of driving to the basket? I kind of was. Like, I know Westbrook, like, he wanted to be the hero. Westbrook, I think before that possession, like, he had made 2 threes in a row, so he was feeling really good. They were down by 2. Obviously, Westbrook wanted to hit the game-winning 3, and, that would be like a huge moment for Westbrook because he's obviously been just shit on the whole season. Go out there and drop, 30, almost 40 points, hit the game-winning 3. Like, that would be huge for Westbrook, for his confidence. I hate that he missed the shot. He was doing so well driving to the basket. Westbrook is at his best when he's aggressive and he's driving to the basket, and I wish he would have for that last shot, but it is what it is. He looked great, though. Westbrook looked great on Friday. Rondo, Hartenstein, or Ty Jerome. Probably would go Rondo there. But yeah, like, Zubac's out, so like Hartenstein I think is definitely in play. They're starting Ibaka at center. I don't really know how much Ibaka plays. Like, we've seen Ibaka start at center this year and play like 20 minutes. I think Hartenstein's the guy I'd rather play if I had to choose if I had to choose a Clippers center. But Rondo I think's the guy I feel most confident with there. And I still don't mind Ty Jerome. It's just that there's so much other value now that I don't consider Ty Jerome like a standout value play. McCollum or Halliburton, same price on FanDuel. Probably would side with Halliburton now if I had to pick one. Thoughts on Steph? I mean, Steph, very easy to pay up for him if you want to go to him. It's a great matchup against Houston. He has a lot of upside here. He's just been, when Steph's not hitting his shots, he can, really disappoint. But obviously he has a ton of upside. The matchup's fantastic. Like, I think Steph is firmly in play. Harris, OG, or Jaylen Brown? Probably go Jaylen Brown there. Made a FanDuel lineup that has no one from Golden State, Houston. Worries me a bit. I mean, I kind of understand that just because there, a lot of the good value today is coming from Indiana, from Philly, from Miami. So, like, you're going to kind of be focused on those teams for the most part. And then you're kind of picking your favorite studs after that. So I'm guessing you didn't land on Curry in that lineup, which, I don't think you have to play anyone in that game, even though it does have the highest total on the slate. Curry, Halliburton, McCollum, Giddey, Duarte, Hero, Harris, Isaiah Jackson, Drummond. I mean, I think that's pretty solid, Jason. I think that's pretty solid. Osman or Caleb Martin. I would probably still lean Caleb Martin, but I'll have to relook at things after I get off the stream. Because I was expecting Garland to play. I didn't think Garland would sit, so that's kind of... I was not expecting that. Probably would still side with Caleb Martin, but that's definitely a close one now. Draftkings 4100 or below power forward besides Jackson and Kuminga. Can't get my Kuminga for some reason. I mean, Kuminga's been, he's been inconsistent this year, but I think with Otto Porter out, they're going to start Kuminga. It's a good matchup against Houston. Kuminga will play in a blowout, so I still think he's a pretty solid value. He's not like my favorite value or anything because there's so many other guys I like, but Kuminga's fine there. If you already have Isaiah Jackson and you're not looking to Kuminga, then probably your next best option is either like Man or Metu. I mean, I'm guessing Metu will start and play some Marvin Bagley. I think we did get the Kings starting lineup already. Where is it? Okay, no, they're starting Harkless. Well, I don't know if I would want to go to Metu then if they're starting Harkless. I guess like Terrence Mann's your best bet there. So I don't know if there's anyone else I'd really want to play that cheap at power forward. On a day like this, is it better to play multi-entries or single entry only? I mean, this is definitely a tough slate to play one lineup just because there's so many good plays, there's so many good values that you're going to have to make some tough decisions. So this, honestly, it's like a good multi-entry day because there's, so many good plays. You can just kind of, mix and match all these guys across all your lineups. For one lineup today, it's definitely tough. You got some tough decisions to make. Ibaka and Morris thoughts. I mean, Ibaka, like we've seen him start at center before and play like 20 minutes. So like, I think Ibaka's in play, but he's not like my favorite value or anything. I would rather play Hartenstein over Ibaka. And then Marcus Morris, I mean, like he's okay, but on this slate, I don't think like Marcus Morris really stands out. I really don't want to be rostering a ton of Clippers. Just the Clippers, man, with how they've been running the rotations, it's just not a team I ever get excited to roster guys from. You like Rashawn Holmes with Bagley and Fox out? I mean, not really. Like Rashawn Holmes just been so bad this year. His minutes have been way down. Maybe with Bagley out, he plays a little bit more, but I don't feel great about Rashawn Holmes personally. Would you play Drummond and Harris together? I think that's totally fine. I mean, Drummond's so cheap that you can basically play him with anybody. I wouldn't care about playing Drummond with anybody because he's so cheap. Steph or Trey? I would take Steph over Trey. Also in this lineup, Maxey, Halliburton, McCollum, Giddey, Hero, Siakam, Bam, Drummond. I think that's solid, Damian. I think that's solid. In utility spot, last man in 5.6K or less. Reggie or Adams, better pick. Things go. Smash the like button. I would probably go Reggie Jackson there. If you got 5,600 left, I mean, yeah, Reggie Jackson might be your best bet. And like Reggie Jackson's not someone I have much confidence in right now, but without PG and without Kawhi, like the upside's there for Reggie Jackson if he can play well. We've just seen like in games where he doesn't play well, they'll really cut down his minutes. But I think if he plays well, Reggie Jackson can easily pay off 5,300. Halliburton, McCollum, or Ja and Clay. Give me Halliburton and McCollum there. Okay, we just got where Kevin Porter Jr. will play. May have his minutes restricted since he hasn't been practicing. So, I mean, I don't think Kevin Porter Jr. was really in play today anyway, but yeah, it looks like he's gonna be on a minutes restriction. Okay, we just got where Josh Hart and Jay Valor are both available to play. So, if you were gonna go to like Willie Hernan-Gomez, obviously don't do that now. I don't really like much from the Pelicans, I'll be honest. I know Ingram's out, but there's really not much I think that stands out from the Pelicans, just because there's so many other shorthanded teams today. Even with Ingram out, I don't think there's much that I like there. Would you play Curry and Wiggins in the same lineup? I think that's okay. I think it's okay. John Vincent or Curry and Rondo straight up? Give me John Vincent. Did you see MJ? They kept showing him in the box. I did not see MJ. I did see the baby though. The baby was there, and he was sitting courtside, like directly across from us. And then like obviously we were right behind the Lakers bench, so we got to see like all the players. But I did not see MJ in the box. I don't know where he was. KPJ or Hero? Give me Hero for sure. NAW or Hero? Give me Hero. Is Maxey a good play? I mean, without Embiid, I think Maxey's a good play. I think Tobias Harris is definitely in play. So, yeah, those Philly guys are firmly in play. What contrarian plays would you look for in tourneys? I mean, it's definitely a tough slate because, there's so many good plays today. Obviously, these guys are going to be chalky. Drummond, Isaiah Jackson. These guys are going to be really popular. Hero, Bam, like these guys are going to be popular. I think if you're looking for like tournament options, I mean, Julius Randle's been freaking terrible lately, but he gets a really good matchup against Sacramento, and I don't think anyone's going to play Julius Randle. So, like, that's someone that I'd be fine going to in tournaments. I don't think Halliburton gets like a ton of ownership, especially since he's 8,500. So, like, I think Halliburton's a good tournament play, even though, normally he would be pretty popular whenever Fox gets ruled out. I think because the price tag's at 8,500 now, he probably doesn't pick up as much ownership as he normally would. Let's see. There's a lot of guys that I've skipped over that I really like, but they're going to be popular. Karis LeVert, I think will be popular. I think Tobias Harris will get ownership. Bam, Giddey, I think they'll get ownership. Let's see, like I think Anthony Simons in tournaments against OKC, really good matchup. Like I think that's someone you could go to. It's an 8-game slate. I mean, there's plenty of ways to get different, but definitely, you don't want to be fading these good plays. As that doesn't need to be your way to get different. There's enough ways to get different today. You don't have to fade Drummond or fade Isaiah Jackson or fade these really good plays to get different. There's still a lot of other options. Any Kuminga with Porter and Green out? Yeah, I think Kuminga's in play still. We have a lot of value now that has opened up, so I don't think Kuminga's like one of my favorites, but I'm expecting him to start and probably play close to 30 minutes, which at 4K definitely makes him viable. Steph Curry or Ja Morant? I would say Ja straight up, but again, really close one. Would you play Hartenstein or Jackson? I would still take Jackson over Hartenstein, but I think Hartenstein is a low-owned value. Makes a lot of sense now that Zubac's out. Even though Hartenstein's not starting, I still think he's in play. Halliburton, Wiggins, or Hero and Barrett. Give me Halliburton, Wiggins there. Noah, should I play Danny Green? Do not play Danny Green. Bam or Nurkic? Give me Bam. LeVert or CJ? Give me LeVert. PJ Tucker's out too. I think that changes anything for Miami. I mean, it just, there's more minutes available. Like we said earlier, I think Miami's going to run like an 8-man rotation, so you're going to see a lot of minutes for the main starters. Jared Allen or Jaren Jackson? Give me Jared Allen. Favorite studs? Yeah, we kind of talked about my favorite studs. I think Ja, Steph, both in play. If you consider, like, let's see. If you consider, I don't know who consider a stud. Let's see. Like LeVert. Like, I think LeVert's a good pay-up option. But I would say like Ja and Steph, probably my two favorite pay-ups. Andre Drummond over under 70% owned. He'll probably be over that if I had to guess. But this is one of those scenarios where, even if Drummond's 80% owned, the 20% of people that aren't playing him, they're just lighting their money on fire. So I don't care even if Drummond's 80% owned, like, I would just still play him. He should be 100% owned. I mean, he projects for 37 DraftKings points and he's 3,700. So that's all you need to know. Halliburton, Fox, or LeVert? Give me... Fox is out, so don't play Fox. Halliburton or LeVert? I think I would still lean Halliburton. Trey or Siakam? Probably go Trey there if he plays. Oh, Halliburton, LeVert, and McCollum? I think I already answered that. I'd say Halliburton. Fournier sleeper play? Fournier, God, like, I just don't think I'd go there. Fournier will be like, he'll be really, really low owned. So if you want to just take that dart in tournaments, throw that dart in tournaments, I think it's like okay. But man, like, Fournier's just been so inconsistent, so not someone I have a ton of confidence in. Wiggins and Kuminga in the same lineup, I think that's okay, especially because Kuminga is so cheap. Rather fade Jackson or Caleb Martin? If I had to pick one to not play, probably would be Caleb Martin. Isaiah Jackson, like, he's a really, really good point per minute player. I think the way Isaiah Jackson fails is if he gets in foul trouble. But even then, like, he's gonna play till he fouls out. But that's the worry, is the foul trouble. But he's a really good producer when he's on the court. Curry, Halliburton, Jaylen Brown, Giddey, Osman, Harris, Bam, Jackson, Drummond. I like that, Damian. I like that. Dort or Barnes, last piece, give me Dort. Hero or Maxey, give me Hero. OG, Bam, or Wood, give me Bam. Any utility player under 4K, if you don't have Drummond, play Drummond. Bam or Drummond, if you have the salary, play Bam. Like, Bam projects better, but Drummond's the best value play on slate, so I don't know. Both are really good. Halliburton or Jaylen Brown, I would probably still go Jaylen Brown there. Maxey, Giddey, Morant, Wiggins, Jackson, Kuminga, Drummond, Harris. Maxey, Giddey, Morant, Wiggins, Jackson, Kuminga, Drummond, Harris. I like that, Josh. I like that. It's pretty similar to my main lineup right now. Any interest in J-Val? J-Val's a dart throw in tournaments. He'll be really low owned. It's a tough matchup against Cleveland. He's always in play. Like, J-Val always has upside, but on this slate, I don't think J-Val really stands out. Especially since, Drummond is such a good value that, Drummond, I'm playing Drummond at center, and then after that, if I play another center, then I will. But Drummond's going into my center spot regardless. Capella or Triple J? Give me Triple J. Hero or Maxey? I would say Hero. Who will come in for Isaiah Jackson if he gets in foul trouble? Honestly, I could see them going small and playing like Torrey Craig at the 5, because O'Shea Brissett is out as well, and O'Shea Brissett could be like, he would have been their backup 5. So I'm guessing, I'm guessing if Isaiah Jackson gets in foul trouble, they probably just go small and play Torrey Craig at the 5 or something, because I don't know if they have like any other bigs on the roster. I don't know who this Terry Taylor guy is. Looks like Terry Taylor could get some minutes. He played in their last game. I still think regardless, like, man, if Isaiah Jackson could just stay out of foul trouble, he should smash, because, he's going to have to play a ton. They're just so thin. They're basically missing like all their big men. Favorite games to target? I mean, there's never games I look to target. It's more so teams. You know, you're looking for teams that are shorthanded, and on this slate with so many guys out, you know, it's kind of clear, you know, what teams you want to be targeting. Osman or KJ Martin? Give me Osman. You like Rondo with Garland out? Rondo's going to come off the bench, but I still think he plays like 24, 25 minutes. And at minimum salary, yeah, Rondo is firmly in play. I would have preferred to see him in the starting lineup, but I still think Rondo is in play. Anyone can fail if a game goes into blowout or foul trouble. It's a small percentage of luck. I mean, that is true. Like, Drummond's a free square today, and I think Drummond's close to a lock, but that doesn't mean that, you know, Drummond is guaranteed to do well today. Obviously, he could get injured, game could blow out, he could get in foul trouble, but if Drummond plays 30 minutes, man, I'd be very surprised that he scores like less than 30 DraftKings points or something. Osman or Man? I would go Osman. Last piece is 4,500 for DK. I already have Jackson. Let's see. I'll take a look real quick. We're going to end the stream here shortly because it is 6:30. We're about to wrap things up, but 4,400 or 4,500 at forward. Let's see. I mean, I'll probably go Jetty Osman there now that he's starting. I think Jetty Osman, now that he's starting, is a pretty solid value with all the other, you know, value plays we have today. CJ or LeVert? I would take LeVert. Okay, we just got the Warriors starting lineups. Curry, Moody, Thompson, Wiggins, and Looney. So, Kuminga, yeah, like Kuminga I'm not as interested in. I don't think I'd play Moody. Like, I think Moody has started before, and he's been pretty bad as a starter. But now that Kuminga's not starting, like that's, man, that makes him a little, it doesn't make him look as good, I'll say that. Sixers are starting Maxey, Curry, Thibault, Harrison, Drummond, so they're going with the starting lineup we expected. But yeah, now that Kuminga's not starting, I would definitely bump him down a little bit. I thought they would start Kuminga in place of Porter, but I guess not. I mean, Kuminga could still get there, like especially if it blows out, but there's a lot of other values I prefer now. Rondo or Davion Mitchell? Probably to take Davion there if you have a salary. Jackson or Duarte? I would take Jackson. I think Tatum or Jaylen Brown, good tourney plays. I mean, I think they're both viable. The matchup against Miami, you would think would be pretty bad, but, you know, without Jimmy and without PJ Tucker, it's actually, like, not a bad spot for either one of Tatum or Brown. And they're going to get really low ownership, so, yeah, those are guys you could you definitely play in tournaments. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. We've been live for, you know, about 30 minutes. I think we basically talked through, you know, this entire slate. I don't think there's really too much news we're still waiting on. I think we got most of it so far. So yeah, guys, best of luck tonight. Appreciate you watching. We will be back tomorrow. You know, another slate tomorrow, an hour before lock. I will see you guys then. Good luck. See you tomorrow, fellas. Peace out.